Hi there folks, welcome back to Rich Reviews, and my latest documentary for you guys here is called Bully.Coward.Victim, the story of Roy Cohn, and it's the latest attempt to understand the enigmatic figure that is Roy Cohn. There was one film last year called Where's My Roy Cohn? I also reviewed a film called Studio 54, which also happened to have Roy Cohn in that. And this is directed by Julius and Ethel Rosenberg's granddaughter. And this tells two parallel stories, one about the rise and fall of Roy Cohn, and the second one here happens to be the sons of Julius and Ethel Rosenberg try to help exonerate their parents back in the 70s and 80s. And there's also, years ago, a film called Citizen Cohn that I never saw, and if you happen to see that one, please tell me if it's any good. I still think to myself, we still don't really fully understand who Roy Cohn is, although I think this one gets further to the truth about who Roy Cohn is, or the enigmatic figure that he is. Roy Cohn cut his teeth first in the Julius and Ethel Rosenberg spy case that led them to be executed. He also then cut his teeth in the McCarthy hearings, and everyone thought after the McCarthy hearings that this guy was done for good. Well, of course, he wasn't. He went to Manhattan and cut his teeth there, becoming a fixture. The things were basically told us, oh yeah, he didn't like paying taxes. And I think it's basically the American dream of every person to not having to want to pay taxes. And clearly there's one guy here showing you the tax receipts for Roy Cohn, how he had to pay this much and this much, but he mooched it off of everyone, basically. Roy Cohn was this mysterious figure that everyone loved to hang around. Roy Cohn is really presented here in interviews. At least one person here for, I think, Playboy or some other magazine was like, here are the archival interviews for the... Oh, there's one Washington Post person who was like, yeah, I interviewed him. Ethel and Julius Rosenberg's storyline involving the sons who want to clear their parents' name in the 70s, 80s, and they get tangled up with Roy Cohn in like one interview segment. Basically, Roy Cohn is like saying, yeah, you're accusing me of perjury, and one of the sons is like, no, we're not doing that. He's basically insinuating that there were mistakes made in the case, and once again, Alan Dershowitz appears, basically saying, Roy Cohn told me, oh yeah, I like to frame people. He insinuates that this may have been done with the Rosenberg case. I guess it's debatable as whether or not Ethel was completely innocent, and that Julius, he may have done some spying, but he may not have done completely big-time spying for him to be executed, and that Ethel was just collateral damage and all of that. Clearly, Julius and Ethel Rosenberg probably deserve their own film. Yes, that Roy Cohn and the judge had some ex parte meetings that clearly should not have happened. Of course, clearly there's a whole lot to digest here and doesn't always land. I mean, yeah, okay, Roy Cohn was a lawyer for Donald Trump. He's also in a circle with Paul Manafort and Roger Stone of all things. And oh yeah, Paul Manafort and Roger Stone are currently, at least Paul Manafort is serving time. And oh yeah, he was secretly gay. People were like, oh yeah, some of us knew what he was. At least this one bartender was like, yeah, we had to lay out what he was going to dine with in the exact spot. Also, John Waters is interviewed because it's like, we need a gay person here. And I mean, granted, there's also one guy here who was like, yeah, to Roy Cohn, we listened to music together. At least the second attempt was like, am I going to sleep with you, basically here? And he got angry. But you are here to converse about music. And yes, obviously Roy Cohn was that strained up gay guy. Everyone in the New York Manhattan scene sort of obviously knew about this, but they just didn't start to say anything. Obviously, there's one guy here that clearly got under Roy Cohn's skin enough that he managed to get him not into federal prison, because apparently we come to learn that, oh yeah, Roy Cohn had some fixture ties to the mob, and this one guy had gotten convicted of felony charges. He would have gotten sent to prison where he may have been done in. He got convicted for misdemeanor stuff. Of course, we come to learn that, oh yes, he got AIDS, and all of his friends sort of abandoned him. But obviously he had friendships with, President Reagan, President Bush, and got his Trump sister appointed to a judgeship. How he didn't want to acknowledge that he had AIDS. He basically said, oh yeah, I have kidney problems or whatever else that he would sort of spin out. One of the sons of Julius Senator Rosenbaum was like, yeah, I saw the AIDS quilt, and he had one of his patches there, and he was angry about that. I think this is a good enough documentary. I don't think it's brilliant. I think you're just given too much information. Some of it sticks, some of it doesn't. Hearing Roy Cohn in his own words, yeah, that's probably interesting enough. So in the end, folks, what I'm going to say about Bully.Coward.Victim, the story of Roy Cohn, I'm sadly going to give this a Netflix ranking. So folks, Bully.Coward.Victim, the story of Roy Cohn. Have you seen this? What did you think? Please put everything in the comment box below here, folks. As always, folks, like, comment, subscribe. Earn yourself of knowledge. I'm a Michael Richards too. I'll see you next time, folks. Yes, hooray, bye.